Welcome back to another great episode interview series with Rabbit Coin on YouTube channel. I'm here with Charles Dosis, CEO of dYdX Foundation. How things going, Charles? We have nowadays the decentralized exchange hype in the crypto market, and how the things going from your end and also dYdX Foundation side.
Absolutely. So dYdX, as you know, is an OG in the space of decentralized exchanges for perps. dYdX today moves about $1 billion of trading volume every week. And the market, as you mentioned, has been evolving over the years. And right now we are into a hype again. The key, I think a few key points I want to highlight with you is distribution is key today in DeFi. You cannot be a DeFi protocol and just taking care of the customer acquisition on your own. Having partnerships, having connectivity and bringing dYdX where the users are is very important. One thing to illustrate that is dYdX integrations with the Crypto.com on-chain wallet. It really shows how essentially dYdX and the liquidity of dYdX become accessible very easily to Crypto.com on-chain wallet users and being able to trade dYdX directly from their kind of Crypto.com experience. That's a very important thing. So distribution. The other thing is also having a platform which is capable to onboard as many new crypto assets as possible. Of course, you've got like the majors, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and so on. But you see more and more new categories of assets coming to DeFi and coming to dYdX, such as FX. You can trade the Turkish lira on FX. If you have a view on the Turkish lira, you can trade Turkish lira on dYdX today. A few weeks ago was listed also the Tesla stocks. So we start to see more and more real-world assets coming to dYdX, and I think that's very important to basically provide more access to more users. And I think there is also, maybe to conclude, one thing which is important for every DeFi project, and at dYdX we're thinking a lot about that and spending time to engage further and engage more deeply with the token holders and the investors in the dYdX token to make them understand how the business model has evolved, how much fees are being generated, how the buybacks at dYdX works as well. That's something which is very important for us, and I think that's something which was more identified in the past as a PR market, where you will basically speak more about your new product features and people were interested to learn about your new product features. But with the market evolving and growing, we see more and more basically investors and people which are believing in the Web3 economy and which are investing, and they want to understand your business model. And I believe if there is an alt season in this market, the alt season will come to people which are essentially having a proper business model with good explanations of how their fees are generated, how profitable is their business, and how the profits are essentially reinvested by the community via the governance into the protocol. So the market, as you mentioned, is moving very fast, and it's good to be coming to you again today on this podcast to essentially highlight and share some notes with you guys.
100%. Thank you very much for your valuable insights. And last thing, the regulation also coming in in a lot of countries, especially crypto space, and decentralization is a freedom in my perspective. And how do you describe the upcoming regulations as the dYdX Foundation?
The regulations has been at the heart of the dYdX protocol for a long time, right? One thing we did a few months back was to publish on a voluntary basis a white paper about the dYdX token, the new token from the new chain, so that every parties can essentially understand deeply how this token has been designed and how it comes to existence and what are its functionalities. And I think there is also a big competition nowadays between different jurisdictions and countries and parts of the world in terms of regulation, competitions on getting regulations clarity for the practitioners, because most of the people wants to apply regulations right. And for too long there was no clarity, so people were basically forced to go places because wherever they were an entrepreneur it was not clear. And with the change of sentiment in the US, with the evolution of regulations in Asia as well as in Dubai, of course, I think it gives more choice and opportunities for projects to get the regulations and the licenses they might need to operate properly. But I think regulations are also in need of DeFi, because DeFi, if you build properly DeFi essentially delivers what regulators wants to achieve.
Yeah.
Regulators wants to have safety of the asset of the users. The regulators wants to have a healthy marketplace as well. And if you build properly DeFi, most DeFi protocols such as dYdX are non-custodial, so there is no way for anyone to steal the funds of the users. And also, if you look at protocol like dYdX, for example, and some others as well, it's totally transparent.
Yeah.
So the regulators, the users, everyone can look at how the order book works. Mm-hmm. Everyone can look at how the blockchain works and how the transactions have been happening. And that's very elegantly aligning and matching what the regulator wants to achieve. And I can see it every week that the regulators understand this very much. And that's why you start to see more and more initiatives such as what we call CDFI, which is a little bit an old term, but it's still a very important thing. CDFI means that essentially centralized venues are facilitating access to their users to DeFi, and that's really illustrates that regulators somehow are getting okay with that. When you see Coinbase giving access to Morpho, you can imagine that Coinbase has been in touch with regulators to explain how they're going to facilitate access to DeFi. So we see these things happening, and regulation can be an ally to our industry, and it keeps everyone in the good kind of direction.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was really...
One last thing I want to tell you is about the book I'm launching this month. You know, I live in Dubai. I'm passionate about the industry. I'm launching Arabian Crypto. So Arabian Crypto is out in October. For all the members of your community, we offer a free copy of the book if they scan and register to the newsletter. And what is this book about? It's basically 15 interviews with major entrepreneurs living in Dubai. And as you know, many people from the crypto industry are living in Dubai. And we try to design some kind of business guide for crypto executives, for crypto entrepreneurs to understand the difference between Abu Dhabi and Dubai, to understand what was the journey of the CMO of Binance, what was the journey in Dubai of Sandeep from Polygon, what are the regulators saying. We interview regulators as well. So it's a very insightful book for people curious about this region, and I look forward to share insight with you guys.
I really appreciate it. It's very valuable also for our subscriber. You are one of the OGs in this crypto market, and you are in this market very long time. I really appreciate it for your valuable time, Charles. If you would like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on, and don't forget the book from Charles.
Thank you, guys.